Grand Rising, everyone. It is Shalonda. And yeah, so, I don't know. Today, like I said, I don't know. I've just been having a lot on my mind lately. And just a lot to do with like mixed messages. And it's frustrating me again that, not that I'm waking up to it. I think that, people think a lot because of what comes out of my mouth sometimes, that I must understand something, or don't try to act like you don't know or act innocent. But again, I will keep on telling you that the things that are coming out of my mouth sometimes it's in the spirit. It's actually it's like speaking in tongues. We have been given the perception that speaking of tongues is what you see your grandma and them doing in church on Sunday morning when they get lit and you hear people saying stuff that they don't even know. But even in the text, or looking at the biblical text, it says something about speaking in tongues, and if the other person can't understand, then something, right? So I'm just thinking, like, who really knows what's being said? You know what I'm saying? So if I put it into realistic kind of aspect, then it's kind of like people speaking in legalese and expecting people that are just not in law to understand, right? And they know you're not going to understand, and this is how they're able to get over on regular people. So for us to even speak like this and bring this up, and it's almost like, how dare. I heard somebody speaking today, and they were saying it doesn't have anything to do with like sex or whatever. Yeah, it may not have anything to do with that, but it doesn't have something to do with, and it may not have anything to do with race. But what about status? What about certain people that are in certain positions, and those the way that they view things and write things is being challenged by people that are not in those particular positions, to make them think about some of the laws, which again means lies, that have been put in place to protect them with their... Anyways, you get what I'm saying. It must be something to have people that are looked at as lower class citizens, okay, that are challenging and saying things that make sense, but because we're not saying it in a way that these people are used to hearing it, using the terms that they use, which is in a very deceptive manner, because we don't really, regular everyday people don't really know what legalese is. We think that when we say we understand, we really understand what that means. That means you're standing under something, and I don't want to stand under anything. You see what I'm saying? Or anyone, right? So when you agree to do that, you're putting yourself beneath something, and I am way above that, and I refuse to. So I think people don't like that. So you don't even have to know the terms. You just have to know what it is. And a lot of us peeping what it is. And we may not know it all, but there's something going on here. So I ended up getting a download today about the way it was worded. See, and that's what I'm trying to just start paying attention to more, because I think the people that are closer to you, or that you tend to trust in a certain way, we kind of like soften how we, it's a thing. Manipulation. And again, so I feel like even with me, manipulation on me, when I know somebody that might be close to me or knows me really well, the relationship is isolated or secluded, is when somebody could probably get over on me by manipulating me. And I won't even really take it that way. I won't look at it that seriously. I won't think about it that way. But when I see someone manipulating or doing this to the multitude or to other people, I am ready to fight. And I just had to really think of, actually right this second, I just had to think about that, the way I operate. But if I don't start protecting myself, then that'll allow for energy to come in and take over me. And then I won't even be here to be able to try to protect the very people that really don't even want my protection. Do you see what I'm saying? Oh, it's just so weird. I really had to think about that. I'm just having to think about it now. So the download was coming in as though like someone wants to bestow somethings something on to me. And the fact that today is my granddaughter's birthday, it just had me stop and think. It's almost like a message, angels, ancestors, guides, and those again, seen and unseen, right? Dead or alive, whatever you want to call it here on the plane. So it was like, today is the day that, it was like, bestow something, and it sounded very nice. It might be nice, but I didn't like the way I felt when, so I just had to block that and just say, for right now, no. And what makes me so mad is that now that I have to get on guard and start paying attention, it's just like, watch it be at a time when this is actually really a so-called blessing or blessings, right? And guess what? I'm saying no to it. You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of shit I had to, that's the kind of stuff I had to deal with. Really. 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 Because even connection with source, like I just wrote something here. It's kind of personal, so this is my channel, right? And we just talk about what I feel here. So I'm gonna follow you through my morning. We're gonna go ahead. You know what? We're gonna do it. And this probably has nothing to do, because I'm at this point where it's just like my story, and then the things that source sends me that has to do, and hopefully even telling my story is going to help somebody understand something. But then it's the part where it's that professional part where I have to, you know what I'm saying? I get these downloads and it's like something about like bringing light or shedding light on something, but excuse me, I have a couple more hours here where I'm at, and I think we're just going to go ahead and walk through some of the things that happened, and like I said, it also is for me to gain, a better understanding, because somebody might be able to, add to it, what I'm seeing here. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. So I'm going to tell you kind of like where my day started. So I sat here, I pulled a couple cards earlier, and then, I was just thinking, because I was just like in this energy or whatever. And so I wrote this thing, and I don't even really like to write, but I could write like little something real quick, but you know what I'm saying? But I was just like in my feelings. I had to stop for a second, like, damn, man, like even the closest people to me, you know what I'm saying, just be running game. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the closer people are to me, the more game I allow to be ran. And it's just like, man, you can't afford it. I can't afford it. I can't afford it at this time. So it's just like this energy of like, okay, so I'll just read the thing that I wrote. And I'm not nobody that write nothing. I ain't trying to, I was feeling this and I just wrote it down, okay? So, and like I said, just in that energy of wisdom, possibly in the male entities and divine masculines, gods, and whoever else these women would have had to deal with throughout the test of time. God, being the wife of God. Do you see what I'm saying? That energy, I feel like I'm just harnessing that. And that's probably why I've been going through all of this crying and weaning out and weeding out things, and just like sitting in certain energy, like I said, so this doesn't really have to be like stuck to a certain energy. It's just, I don't know. All right. So, this is what I was feeling like, because like even questioning, like, damn, like when you're in that situation, it's almost like, we'll hope that it's the first shall be the last, right? And then the faith that you never gave up and the belief you never gave up in God, even all the stuff you had to deal with and the people and the incidents and things. The thing you have to know though is that the whole time the hand of God, no matter if you felt afraid or whatever, I can say that I felt like the hand was there. Now, will it stay? I don't know, because it's almost like an energy of an ultimatum. But again, if you don't know where to go, it's just so weird, y'all. Okay, so anyways, let's just keep moving. So, okay, I'm just trying to put this some kind of way, all right? So I wrote this, and it's like, because this is why I dedicate my life to what I would say is source. But I know that people might look and say, well, damn, if you're in touch with God, then whew, you know what I'm saying? He really must don't care about you, or you must be like a sinner or something, because, you know, and it's just like, I don't know. It's like this pain and suffering. I don't know, you have to go, but it's so good, but it, you know, what's that song? Mary J. Blige, Mr. Wrong. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. But anyways, okay. Just came to mind. But it says, yeah, I love you too. Just tired of being the one that you act like you. Now listen, could you imagine this? If there is a God running the world, who can his wife or who can his consort tell? You see what I'm saying? Of what she would feel like would be the mistreatment or the abuse. Like, who does she report to? You know what I'm saying? It's strange. Okay? All right? Because it's like we talk about source. I barely even talk about myself, really. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so yeah, I love you too. Just tired of being the one that you act like you not that into, right? I mean, this is basic, y'all. This is what I wrote, because I'm trying to take you on a journey as to what I'm seeing here, okay? Okay. Tired of taking the shots while you continue to do what you do. Always want to test my loyalty when you're the one who can't remain true. Or is it just because I added something, hold on, your connection, I don't know, maybe that's what I said, with everyone else that is so important to you. Yet you wonder if another what did I write? Y'all, I can't read my own sometimes. Come through, maybe show me the love. Oh, okay, so maybe it's something like I was writing, like, yet you wonder if another is coming through. Maybe to show me the love that you never do. So, but like, in a sense, when I'm dealing with like that energy or source, it's like, I don't know. You want to be thinking like, oh, that's because he just saving the best for last. So it's just like, I don't know. For me, like I said, I don't know. I just wrote that this morning, right? After I had pulled these cards. So we're going to look at the cards that we pulled. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking y'all on my journey with me to a certain extent, right? So I'm sitting here and I had went back outside earlier to my car to go get, no, I think it was last night. Yeah, in the middle of the night. I left the Bible in there, okay, my parallel Bible, and I left the Kabbalah, right? And I don't know, I found the Kabbalah in a suitcase when I pulled it out. I hadn't opened it up in a while, right? So I'm sitting here, and then after, like I felt like the download was saying something was going to be bestowed and to like accept it or whatever. But then again, dealing with a lot of energy when it comes to divine masculine, I feel like after masculine or feminines go out there and attach themselves to certain energies, my thing is, I don't want that attached to me. I don't want no other female. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? I just can't. This is just me. I'm not willing to be below no other. It just, I cannot survive like that. I won't. And that's just it. Especially in the world and dealing with these people and this energy this whole time. It's not safe for me when it comes to my divine masculines or anyone that I'm dealing with. I feel like the energy that comes from some of these feminines, whether they are in the good light or darkness, I don't feel safe, okay? We'll just say that. And I don't feel any kind of sisterhood or anything like that. Because I just look around and I'm just like, where was everybody? And I could see, like I said, some of the divine masculine energy, but it's almost like being in the energy of wisdom and seeing her sons. And sometimes they hate their mom. Like how Pac said that they're going to raise sons that's going to hate the mothers, right? So, it's kind of like almost that energy there. And sons also just means descendants, right? So, I know it sounds kind of weird because when we think about the mother in a sense, we think about like that, a mother like mama or whatever. But also, because of Eve, let's see. We're dealing with goddesses. We're dealing with a different thing because, then these women could never have a man because all the men would be her children. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. Okay, I had to plug it up. Okay. Hold on. All right, y'all. Is it going to work? Okay, it's charged up. So what's going on? Okay, hold on. My fault, y'all. I got this like thing I'm trying to... All right. So I know it sounds all over the place, but we're going to get it together. All right. So again, like I told you, it was kind of like this so it kind of made me think about the Shekinah glory. And I said, maybe that's why you went out there and get the book. Go ahead and grab the book. So we just going through the book. I'm just skimming through like, source, where you want me to stop? And we get to page 279 and it says the fall of man. Okay. Right. So in this part, to be honest with you, I'm reading now, but I'm going to have to really contemplate on it today because, and I know that this is where I'm supposed to be because like I said, the download that I got this morning, it made me feel like it's a trick behind it. Like the wording, just the way that it was like revealed and the way it sounded when it came in was just like, hold on, is this another one of these tricks where this is just somebody coming in to take something else, my identity, my something, my energy, whatever, and whatever? Or is this really order being brought to the court? So again, perplexed of the sages and others, the virgin stands at the value. I do not know that there is so much to choose between them. Eve had to be removed from within him. Let's see. One consequence was that Eve had to be removed from within him. and manifested in a mode of separation. I don't know how this is harmonized with the Lord God's statement that, I don't know. I wasn't going to go over here. The perplex of the sages. Maybe I'm going to just have to read this whole chapter today. Adam, oh my goodness. I'm not even on the page we're supposed to be on, but I'm going to have to read this. The paradisiacal state will remember that Adam in his system began to degenerate before the specific occasion of his fall is supposed to have arisen, and a part of his declension, that a state of inactive supervened. One consequence was that Eve had to be removed from within him and manifested in a mode of separation. I don't know how this harmonized with the Lord God's statement that it is not good that the man should be alone. I don't know. Maybe. Because why am I thinking Shekinah's or Shekinah? It's glory. Or Shekinah. I don't know. It's sound kind of like a native. Oh my goodness, really, this thing is about to get on my nerves. It's just the only thing I have that can charge my phone right now, and it's about to die. This whole setup is like out of line, actually. So, like I said, I mean, I'm wondering if it's like, is it something that is like gonna be a great thing for Eve? You see what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm just afraid at this point to take anything else, because like I'm just don't want nobody trying to, I know people is after things, energy and all kind of stuff, and it's just like, even here, like, we're going to go ahead and go back to the front of this, where the introduction of the Kabbalah, because I think it's some very, very, very important information here. So just like it says here in the Gospel of John, the very word Isis means throne. Oh, okay. So even, I was just thinking right then, like, okay, so again, Isis, okay, so I didn't make me think about Isis K. I don't know why, but it's like the throne, right? And then Ra, okay, you get the sun then, right? And then El, you become a god then, right? I mean, I'm just saying, what does it say here? Pre-Hebraic Palestine is full of elves. Okay, y'all, look, we're going to have to I'm going to just be tapping into it all day. So let's just read this part, okay? And many of her attributes, survive in the term applied to the Shekinah, to the Malkuth. I don't know why I'm thinking Ruth, but let's just keep going. To the personified wisdom of Proverbs, and finally, in the I'm gonna just quit playing. That's what I probably need to do. Okay. To the personified wisdom of Proverbs, and finally in the titles of the litany of the blessed virgin. Now again, this blessed, again, I don't like that term because it's talking about smeared with blood, and I'm just wondering what does that mean? But then smeared with blood can also mean covered in blood, the blood of Christ, right? But then, why couldn't someone be in their own, but maybe they just needed to be covered in the blood of Christ, like for protection or something. I don't know, y'all. Let's keep going. Sometimes it'll just pop up, okay? So it's that proverb, so it said the titles of litany and blessed virgin. Pre-Hebraic Palestine is full of Els and Baals and Adonai, okay, the Lord, and they have consorts at once, wives, daughters, and mothers, Ashereth, Anat, Astarte, Ashtoreth. In Egypt, they were identified with Isis and Hathor, and with Sekhmet, the wife and daughter of Ptah, the ultimate creator. The 5th century, we discovered that Anat in Aramaic, Elephantine or Elephantine papyrus, specifically described as the consort of Yahweh. Yeah. So I don't know. I'll have to, look into it a little bit more. But Asher survives the scriptures as the term of the phallic or pillars. Mazbath, which stood beside the altars in the holy places until the fall of the temple. But she also survives in person, and the story of Elijah is to take the tale of the bitter struggle with Jezebel. So again, this whole energy, like, of Elijah, So that makes me think about that book, The Spring. Yeah. Okay, with Jezebel, a regal priestess of Bel Ashereth, temples of Ashereth and Yahweh stood side by side in the 9th century. Mizpah. In the 7th century, Jeremiah found children in the streets of Jerusalem gathering wood, and the father kindling fire, and women, kneading the dough to make cakes for the Queen of Heaven. The sacred prostitutes and sodomites of the goddess appears again and again in the scriptures. In the first, Isaiah begat a son with Zonah. I don't know why it made me think about Jonah. Called a prophetess in the King James Version. Okay, so again, we can finish this later. Okay, I'll just remember that I stopped here. Okay, we're gonna finish that later, but that was just giving a little bit about that energy that I'm talking about. All right, I only got a little bit more time left on this recorder, so let me go ahead and get back to what we were doing. So like I said, that's the energy that was coming through, and I don't want to block a real blessing finally that I get one. You know what I'm saying? And that would be me, making sure everybody else get what they need, and then at the end of the day, I can't even understand when my blessing is coming in because I spend so much time doing other things. And it's just like that would be the story, right, of my life, which I thought, okay. So let's see. So we're back in the Kabbalah, the fall of man, 279. All right, and we read that little portion about Eve had to be removed from within him and manifested a mode of separation. And I do not know how this harmonized with the Lord God's statement that it is not good that the man should be alone. Okay. So, okay. So this is making me think that in some instance the male needs a companion. Like, you know what? It's making me think about Coming to America, right? And the fact that he didn't want to pick a wife where he was. He wanted to go to America and pick a wife. And he was selling his royal oats, right? So, it does make me think about the energy, like I said, of, royal oats. And royal oats are, stars. It's just like, it's funny, like, how I'm even thinking about this. But in my way, I'm like, I'm somebody that I'm like, I refuse to be a fallen angel or a star that someone else is trying to suppress or keep down because of what they think, what they feel, what I put in my body, what my body looks like, my appearance at all. You know what I'm saying? Or certain things that have maybe hindered me from being in a certain lifestyle or light. I ain't trying to hear none of that. It feels almost like being somebody that is a goddess or a god in that energy, and you have been, because of lack of knowledge, we have been living a lifestyle that is not even befitting. And this is why some of us might not feel like we fit in and things like this, because we know that we are royalty, and we know that there's nowhere for us, for me, especially at this point, there's nowhere for me to go but up. However I get there, I don't know. I'm just going to keep on climbing, right? And I know that, again, along the way, there are those that don't want to see you there, and there may be some that do. And I don't want to let my ancestors, I think they just hear like, nah, you ain't done. And again, ears to hear will hear what I'm trying to say. And I feel like I'm not, like, no, I don't like seeing myself compartmentalized or whatnot. And hold on 1 second. And that's what I'm trying to protect myself from. And broken up into many pieces, and that Shekinah glory being glorified in others. And I see it in front. Could you imagine? And I see it like in front of me every day. It's getting worse. It's just like mini me's. And it's okay for it to be shared. But what am I? Just something, like, no. I don't want to be worshiped or anything. I just want to be, recognized. And I want to be free. Like, not even in that sense. Just like, I'm just saying, like, I want to live. I want to explore. I want to now, if I did what I did and I put the work in, I want to receive what's due to me. You see? And the number one thing would be that connection, that love, that, that even at first was the only thing that mattered to me. But now, it's like I'm in survival mode, dude. I'm tired of like feeling like stuff is being taken away from me all the time. Including my piece. Or my piece of the pie. You know what I'm saying? Oh, whatever. So again, it says it's not good that man be alone, nor does it perhaps signify in any case the provision of the helpmeet did not save him, for in the obscure providence of the dealings, woman was the occasion of his literal fall. Now, I'm kind of looking at this like I'm saying, like, even like I told you, like, when it comes to this energy of, maybe gods or these type of beings are supposed to not look at humanity as, so even I'm thinking like this demigod energy, that they're not supposed to look at humanity some way with care. If you still show compassion, or you're still like have these kind of energies, that you're probably not fit to be a god. It kind of make it seem as though you're going against, because we know, also women could be a lump sum of just talking about the so-called minority. Okay. Yeah. So we have to be careful when we're using that term, because for women's rights can just mean for the rights of immigrants and minorities. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is the womb men. You get what I'm saying? So are we in a situation where the womb men is going to be affected negatively, because we're actually really putting that energy into the woman, and the womb men are the ones that have birthed nations for generations and centuries in time. The soil, the earth, the mother. So again, hate the women. A man has no right to tell a woman when and where to create one. So it's like, and when we're dealing with men, lots of times it's talking about that energy of a man, of colonization, where a man would leave his mother and father land and cleave onto his wife. And in our situation here, it just happens to be people coming in from different places and cleaving onto America. And there's something different about the American empresses, estates. It's just something different, because I feel like a lot of, and it has nothing to do with color or anything. It has to do with who we are, and that whether we want to look at it that way or not, America is a melting pot. We can call Texas a melting pot. We can call, but the whole damn thing is a melting pot. And so again, many people have many nations, many continents have money in the pot, or cookies in the jar, right? And so everybody seems to have a say so. No, we think we're so great and so this and that, which we are because of who we are, right? But to be taken advantage of, that's why, again, I don't hold no kind of nothing to nobody, but I do like the fact what Trump was saying about, like, we can do it. And so, now I see the difference now where we are now and what's happened to me personally and what's happening to the nation, and fighting for the soul, right, of America, rather than making America great again. But then now again, I think Biden has that slogan, build back better. But what is better? When is it when women, meaning foreign and immigrant and other, people are going to be having the first pick? And because remember, he said that something about in a minute, certain other groups are going to be over so-called black people. And so, we had to just put these things into the perspective. These were popular comments that were made, or whatever, quotes or whatever that were put out. Okay. So we have to grasp what's really being said here. And that something about jobs for us will be limited, and something about being wiped out or something. So again, right? So we talk about the Shekinah, and you notice that even if we think like even celebrity status, or so, called or whatever, when it comes to the one girl, the woman, Shekinah from that reality show, she was really sweet, had a really good heart in my opinion, but a lot of people gave her, I don't know, a bad reputation or whatever, So I feel like when the Shekinah energy is coming back on the plane, now we have a perception of that, right? So even my energy might be put people off or whatever, but it doesn't matter to me. I want to be able to make changes where it doesn't matter anymore to what you look like or how much money you have or whatever. That you have something to offer that could be something that the whole world needs. And because you don't have money or you don't dress a certain way or you have a scarf on your head or whatever it is, you can't offer and deliver. When the same people that they have in positions doing these things are sometimes powers that shouldn't be, they should not be having a platform because they are not informed. You see what I'm saying? And again, if people had a chance to learn something, then it's like you see potential in somebody, but they don't know the right way or they don't have something. Then, why wouldn't people just want to give the keys? It's very selfless, actually, I know I'm all over the place, but I hope you're grasping what I'm saying. I'd rather be that one that drop a seed that just really grows and nourishes a field. So anyways, so yes, that's about that help meet. There's nothing that I want more in the world right now. You know what? Let's stop here because it's about to die out anyways. I'll be right back.